Hello you lovely Mario person, my name is Ceave and welcome back. Super Mario 3D World is a really interesting game in the Super Mario series, as it mixes a lot of the traditions of previous 2D Mario games with those of 3D Mario games, creating a Mario game that is neither really part of the 3D Mario series nor of the 2D series. And while the game isn't the spiritual successor of Super Mario 64 or Sunshine, which a lot of us really wanted, it's still an amazing game and a ton of fun to play. One of the things I always found interesting about this game is its insane replay value. I found myself replaying stages over and over again, trying to find the last green star, trying to find a way to reach the top of the flagpole and searching for this hidden stamp, which I've never used to post anything. It's really fun to explore, discover and find all the secrets in this game. But why is this so? Why is it so much fun to discover and search for secrets in every stage? How are these secrets designed? Is there a hidden formula behind their design? And why do players start to search for them in the first place? Well, you ready? Let's find out. The first thing we need to ask ourselves if we want to understand how Super Mario 3D World uses its secrets is probably what reward awaits a player if he searches for them. Super Mario 3D World has tons of different rewarding mechanisms. Sometimes a player finds a hidden stamp, sometimes a player finds a bunch of coins, sometimes a player finds a hidden minigame, sometimes a player finds a crazy reward room, sometimes a power-up, sometimes a shortcut, and of course, sometimes a green star. The green stars are the main element that drives the exploration in Super Mario 3D World for a very simple reason. The stars are needed to progress through the game and to unlock all the levels. If collectibles are required to unlock game progress, they aren't optional content for completionists, but they become part of the game's main progress. A player is free to collect the stars in any order and at any time, but if he wants to unlock the final stage of the game, he needs to have found all green stars and all stamps and golden flagpoles as well. Hiding game content behind collecting collectibles is probably the strongest incentive a game designer can give the player to search and find every collectible in the game. Most of us probably collected all notes back in Banjo-Kazooie because they unlocked the note doors, but most of us probably skipped finding all 60 ghosts in Twilight Princess because collecting the ghosts doesn't unlock a new secret ghost-themed dungeon, but a rather boring reward. So the game basically forces Mario to hunt the green stars if he wants to complete the game. And this is really important, because this changes the way the stages are played. The goal while playing a stage is no longer to reach the end, but to reach the end with all green stars and the hidden stamp. Because of this, players that want to complete the game are forced to explore the stages, and not only to beat them. So the developers can be sure that Mario starts to explore the levels in this game, and this completely changes the way the levels can be designed. If you know a player starts to explore your stage, it makes sense to hide stuff everywhere. And there is stuff hidden everywhere in this game. Most trees contain some sort of reward. There are sometimes small flower circles on the ground which reward players that perform a ground pound there. There are invisible coin trails and question blocks everywhere. Super Mario 3D World is all about exploration, probably more than any other Mario game in decades. And that's really interesting, because at first glance it's a super linear Mario game. But if you take a closer look, you'll see that the stages are filled with little hidden details. Every area that is somehow accessible for Mario contains something meaningful. The collectibles are actively used to give every accessible area meaning. The cat suit, which appears for the first time in this Mario game, mirrors this in an extreme way, as the cat suit is an item that allows you to literally climb every wall of the game. It almost feels as if the designers cared more that it's possible for Mario to jump, climb and run on every imaginable area than for the main challenges the stages provide. There's one stage which brings this to the boil, stage 5-3. This stage is a small rectangular space which Mario can explore. The flagpole is directly in front of him once the stage starts, and reaching this flagpole takes about 10 seconds, start to finish. That's the stage. But obviously that's not the whole stage, but just the path to the flagpole. If a player wants to complete this stage with 100%, this level is a completely different experience. Let's take a look at it. The main gimmick in this level are the double cherries, which clone Mario. These yellow platforms can only be triggered if there are as many Marios on top of it as the number shows. We have one platform which activates for 2 Marios, one that needs 3 and one that needs 4. There are exactly 3 double cherries hidden in this stage, so there's a maximum of 4 Marios at once. If one of the Marios takes a hit, the clone vanishes. This button on the ground can only be activated if you enter the stage as Toad and grants the stamp of this stage if ground pounded. That's really interesting on its own, because you have no way of knowing if a stage requires a specific character to collect something before you start it. So the game forces you to replay some stages by default, because you entered as the wrong character. This platform leads Mario to a green star and the path to the top of the flagpole. The second green star is meant to be reached by 4 Marios at once, but this can be easily cheated if you enter the stage in the cat suit. Okay, so far we have 2 stars and the stamp, but the last green star is the most interesting one in this level. If we go back to the beginning of the stage, we get a pretty good overview of the level. And there's no visible star, which Mario might have missed. But take a closer look at this area. Do you notice something? There's a super small thing which is suspicious. This broken tile on the ground. In any normal game, I would totally ignore it if a tile on the ground was broken, but in Super Mario 3D World it made me suspicious and I decided to ground pound there. And as it turns out, that's exactly what I was supposed to do. And that's a little bit crazy, because if you look at this from a distance, it seems as if this star is hidden in a ridiculously unfair spot. You have to ground pound here, in a place before the start of the level, and the only hint you get is a small texture change, which is super easy to miss. But it felt supernatural and in no way unfair to me to find this star, and that's interesting. We'll talk about this again in a moment, but first let's take a closer look at how the secrets are hidden in this game in general. So exploration, discovery and collecting stuff is one of the main focuses in this game. But is there some kind of formula on how the game hides its rewards? The answer to this question is surprisingly, no, not really. The green stars and stamps are mainly used for 2 things inside the stages, to provide additional challenges in challenges and to drive exploration. But interestingly, the way the stuff is actually hidden seems to follow no apparent formula. I actually started to analyze how this game hides its secrets, expecting to find some sort of reoccurring pattern. And while there are some things a lot of secrets have in common, overall the variety of how stuff is hidden is as high as the variety in different gameplay elements in this game. Sometimes the game shows Mario that there is something hidden, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes there's a small puzzle to solve, sometimes a weird area to explore, and sometimes Mario needs to use a power-up in a clever way. The secrets are hidden in completely different spots in the stages, ranging from before the start of the stage to after the end of the level. Sometimes all collectibles are hidden before the first checkpoint, and sometimes all are after the checkpoint. Sometimes all collectibles in a stage come as hidden secrets, sometimes all come as additional challenges. Looking back at it, it actually totally makes sense that the way secrets are hidden follows no pattern. The game is all about surprising players by presenting them something new in every stage, and the way the designers hide stuff in their courses is used to support this idea. The game in general shifts the more you progress from exploration-driven platformer to challenging linear platformer, and is really rich in variety. And the way the collectibles are used mirrors this. But there are a couple of things a lot of them have in common, so let's quickly talk through these things. One thing all secrets in this game share is that they want to be found. Nothing in this game is hidden in an unfair way. The game often tells Mario if he just missed the secret by showing it to him, and the game often gives Mario a hint where to find something. Here, for example, the stage shows you a hidden area while Mario drives through a pipe. Once his pipe ride ends, Mario is in front of the flagpole. By Mario game logic, this means that the stage is over. Mario did it, he reached the flagpole. Hooray! But our plumber still misses the last green star of the stage, and he just saw an area he hasn't explored yet. So the game basically gave Mario the hint that there is something hidden in this last area. And if Mario jumps off this cliff, he suddenly finds the secret area he saw before. This kind of secret, hidden behind the end of the stage, would usually be really hard to find, but the game gave Mario a clear hint before this area, because the game wants the player to find its secrets. Another really cool thing here is that there's a hidden second way to reach the top of the flagpole by jumping on top of these walls, which look like decoration at first. The game really tries to make it easy for Mario to find its secrets. The green star collection graphic, for example, does not only show you how many stars you already found, but functions as a secret compass as well. If you found a second star, for example, you know that you missed the first one at some part before in the stage, telling you which area of the stage you have to scan for hidden secrets. Another example for the game trying to make its secrets findable is this little area. This pipe leads to a small minigame with a green star as reward. The pipe is really easy to see, but I missed it a couple of times during my latest playthrough because there's a ton going on in this area. Dodging these fire waves while trying to collect a power-up is no trivial task, and it occupies most of your brain. So I missed this pipe twice while playing through this area and looking for secrets. The point I'm trying to make is that it would easily have been possible to hide this pipe in one of the corners in this area, making it harder to find and actually hidden. But they decided to place it in the middle of the surface, because they probably realized that seeing this not so well hidden pipe is already a challenge, because so much stuff is going on. Let's talk about another little thing this game does, which is really interesting. There are often secrets hidden inside of secrets, and that's something really cool. A level where the game almost goes crazy with this concept is this one. Let's quickly take a look at the secret hidden here. This level is mainly an underwater stage, and we will take a look at the area after the first checkpoint. Here, Mario is able to find a fire flower if he destroys these crates. The fire flower comes in super handy, as the main obstacle in this level is to avoid dangerous horror fishes, which try to eat him but can be easily killed with fire. In this area, the ceiling isn't a straight line, but there's a small notch in it, a clear hint for Mario to swim towards this area. Up here is not only the stamp of this stage, but a cannon box as well. The cannon box is a really weird item, which basically replaces Mario's head with a cannon that shoots constantly cannonballs. Once Mario collects the stamp, something interesting happens. This invisible question block becomes visible for a moment, and Mario can jump towards it to find a mushroom hidden in the hidden room. If Mario now proceeds, he sees this crack in the wall. This crack has two functions. It tells Mario that there was a cannon box hidden earlier in the stage, in case he missed it, giving him a hint of where to find the stamp as well. And if Mario shoots a cannonball towards it, he finds a hidden secret area and a green star. Afterwards, things become really interesting. Here is another small notch in the ceiling, but this time it's harder to spot it. Luckily, the game basically trained Mario to carefully look at the ceiling with the secret before, so it's not too hard to spot this. The hidden pipe leads Mario into this area, and the last green star is hidden here. But that's not the only thing hidden here. If Mario wears the cannon box, he's likely to shoot a cannonball at the wall here, and this leads to invisible things to appear slightly for a moment. And there are two small enemies hidden in corners, which grant a bunch of coins if Mario kills them. This pipe leads to the end of the stage and to the way to reach the top of the flagpole. But before finishing the stage, observing players might want to perform a ground pound in the middle of this flower circle in order to be rewarded with some coins. But that's still not the last thing hidden inside this hidden area, because if players are careful, they are able to notice that there's another flower circle to their left, which they can reach, and performing a ground pound here grants them a mushroom and the last hidden reward inside this hidden area. There's another really cool thing which Super Mario 3D World does sometimes with its collectibles, which I've never noticed in any other game. Sometimes the game rewards you for failure. Take a look at this short section in World 2-4. We're pretty early in the game, and this bottomless pit is one of the first instant death penalties we encounter. It's not a real challenge to make it over this part, and most players will just jump over this area and never notice that there's something hidden here. But if a player fails this jump, he doesn't die, but is actually rewarded by finding a green star. That's really cool, because the lesser skilled the person piloting Mario is, the more likely Mario is to find this star. And they get a satisfaction of finding something cool and a shortcut, which allows them to skip this challenge. But better players have a really small riddle to solve in order to find this star. They need to question a platformer convention, that you don't jump into a bottomless pit. But that's not the only silent arrangement this game breaks. The star we took a look at before was hidden behind the end of the stage. This star is hidden before the stage starts. Here, the hole where the enemies disappear is not only used to somehow make sense of enemies cycling around the ground, but also an area to explore for Mario. And this huge wall does not only separate two parts of the stage, but can actually be explored. There's even a stamp hidden after Mario defeated the final boss of the game. I mentioned before that the game uses every little area to hide something, and I meant it. Literally every accessible area in this game is used for something. Mario probably often finds himself just exploring silly things, trying to find out if there's something hidden as well, and the answer to this question is almost always yes. The game makes it so normal that there's stuff hidden everywhere, that players come to expect that every minor detail is in fact a hint at something. It makes you almost paranoidly expect to find secrets everywhere. Once you reach the stage 5-3 in this game, you're so trained that every minor detail actually matters, that it doesn't feel weird to ground pound on top of a broken ground tile anymore. It doesn't even feel weird to jump into a bottomless pit. The game is so incredibly consistent in hiding something in every accessible spot, and in my opinion, that's one of the main reasons why the stages in 3D World feel so alive and fun to explore, and why the game has such a big replay value. I hope you enjoyed this little video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up, and maybe you feel especially exploratory today and want to hit the subscribe button as well. I hope you have a wonderful day and to see you soon. Goodbye!